Good morning. Much better now. I can share and record. Window, Chrome tab. All right, we'll wait a few more minutes for Lakin and then we'll get started. I think it's already recording, isn't it? No, maybe.
It showed up saying it was.
Yeah, it's recording. Does everybody know how to find their syllabus on eLearn? How many people actually find it and print it out?
I don't print it because it's a lot of pages.
It is a lot of pages.
So,
How many find it and download it and actually use it throughout the semester?
especially when we have projects and stuff.
Huh?
Like when we do projects and stuff, I look at it a lot.
Good, okay. Yeah, the syllabus will be your go-to for just about everything. If it's not in the syllabus, then you can ask me, but from this point on, if you ask me something about an assignment, we'll say, look at the syllabus. Things are going to be done a little bit different this semester than they were last semester. You all look worried.
Do you think first semester is harder or second semester?
I always thought first semester was because it was more of new information, learning new information, and then second semester is putting it together. But some people say second semester is harder, but I think second semester is more stressful because you got to get more stuff together. You got to get ready for clinicals, you got to get ready for graduation, things like that. So. Everybody get a lot of snow the other night. I wish it'd snow and snow the whole day. It never let up. I just needed to snow.
Had these rents.
I just wanted to snow.
I barely made it off the hill this morning.
Really?
Yeah. We got a big hill to go down. I just sit there and slid.
All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. All right, this is OTA 207, the second part of 204. You're going to be using the same textbook that you were using last semester for 204, so you didn't have to buy a new one. This course, we're going to look at everything that we learned from 204. and apply it to diagnoses and different things like that and interventions in 207. Okay, it's going to be a lot more hands-on stuff in 207 than was in 204. A couple more practicals. Also, you will need to get your EHR Go code. Have you gotten that yet from the bookstore?
Oh, yes, I ordered it.
There's a Pass the OT code. You have to buy that, but you don't want to open that one yet. You don't want to use that one yet. The EHR Go code is your electronic health record. What you'll be using for your documentation assignments in this class and in pediatrics and in geriatrics. Okay. So you'll have to get your code. If you're using financial aid, get your code from the bookstore. If not, then you can get it directly from the EHR Go site. And here's the link. It's a little bit cheaper on there.
Do we not use the same book?
Yeah.
Okay, oh, sorry.
Okay, so here are your ACODE standards, as we discussed earlier. You're free to look at those. If you want to talk about them later, we will. These are your, how it aligns, how everything aligns, and which assignment meets which standard. Of course, outcomes, you're going to be able to, by the time you leave here, you'll be able to complete thorough and timely and efficient documentation. You'll be able to identify theories, models, and frames of reference and apply them to appropriate and client-based interventions. You'll be able to assess, grade, and modify interventions and the environments to best fit the need of the client. You'll remain an advocate for OT services that are beneficial for the clients we serve. You'll be able to explain the need for orthotics and design, fabricate, apply, and fit, and train a person on how to use orthosis or different devices. And then you identify and communicate to the OT the need to design different community programs. Okay. It's a maximum of 1,235 points in here. Okay. Now this is a 4 credit hour course, so it's 4 hours a week. That's what that means. A 3 credit hour course means that you're in seat or in class 3 hours a week. 4 credit hour course. So the 4 credit hour courses are normally a lot more work intensive and more difficult. Okay, so this is a, not gonna lie. You're going to again have another resource binder. You're going to take your binder that you had last semester and just add to it. Okay. It's going to be knowledge assessments and some different worksheets that are uploaded on here that we're going to go over. We'll talk about this interprofessional and healthy people in a minute. You're going to do a splinting project, which most students enjoy that the best out of everything that we do, because you're going to make each other a splint. Professional points. You're going to have a treatment plan, and that's a treatment plan from the very beginning to the very end, from occupational profile to discharge plan. Okay. State HEAL reflection. We will be doing State HEAL Day this year. Hopefully we'll be going to the Capitol to do that. And then you'll just write a reflection on your experience. Okay. Then you're going to have a final written and a final practical. Anything below 935 points is considered failing in the OTA program. Okay, so anything 74% or below. 74.5 rounds up to a 75. Okay. Everything will be done this year using Proctorio, and dress code for Proctorio is have clothes on. Brock. No, no open robes. And video will be involved with that, so you'll have to have a webcam. Okay. Let's see. I encourage everybody, there's no way to memorize it, but you do need to know where to find it. The academic integrity policy. This policy spells out exactly what is meant by plagiarism or cheating. Okay. Unfortunately, last semester we did have to expel a student from the school for violation of the academic integrity policy from the program. So it's your responsibility to know the policy. Okay, you should know what is and is not considered cheating. Let's see. Okay, so that's the online testing, proctoring. Now, when you get on Proctorio, if it locks you out because you won't be able to use any web browsing, you can't, and you need to disable your pop-ups and things like that, because it will lock you out. If it requires a password or it locks you out, don't contact me. There's nothing I can do. From the time that you leave the eLearn portal and enter into the exam, Proctorio takes care of everything. Okay, so you have to contact Proctorio. They have 24/7 monitoring. All right, so they'll be the ones to help you with your password. They'll be the ones to help you get back into the system and all that. All right. Attendance is mandatory. Occasionally, you will be allowed to do virtual instead of in-seat. That will really depend a lot on COVID, and it will also depend on the weather. With technology and things like that being what it is, it's doubtful we'll ever cancel classes. Because I can always record a lecture and post it, and then if you lose power or whatever, then as the power comes back, you can watch it. Okay. Go ahead and sign up for your emergency notification things. This will tell you about inclement weather, if anything is going on at the school that you need to know about. You've got to be able to access eLearn, which everybody in here can. Thank you for doing your surveys at the end of the course last semester. Please do those again for all of your courses. All right, exam makeup policy. There should never really be, because the exams are open for so long of a period, there should never be a reason for you to need a makeup exam. Okay? But if for some reason you do, and you have a valid reason, and you have to make it up, then an 89 is going to be the highest grade you can get. And you can only take it during finals week. Okay? So try not to miss exams, because I keep the exams open for at least 4 days. Right? And so, all right, so written exams, again, we just went over that. Lab practicals. There'll be 2 or 3 lab practicals this semester. And we'll go over those, before we do them. Be set up exactly like they were in 204, just be a little bit more information that we'll go over before your exam, and we'll also have practice time. Splinting project. So we'll start the splinting project with in-seat class time. and, you know, have the lecture and, go over how to make the, how to trace out the splint and things like that. But here's the directions for it. There's also orthotic worksheets that goes along with this, but you're going to either choose somebody to work with or I will choose somebody for you. One of you will be the patient, the other will be the practitioner, and then you'll switch. And then the practitioner is going to do like an informal patient interview. You're just going to find out a little bit about your patient, see, you know, what kind of things he likes to do, what sort of things he's interested in, what he did as a employment or, you know, hobbies, things like that. So it's very informal. You can, and this is how you're going to decorate your splint. Okay, after the splint is made, then you can decorate it for your patient. Okay, and then at the end, when all this is done, you're going to give this to your patient as a memento of the program. It's fun stuff. I enjoy teaching splinting. I think it's fun. And the orthotic worksheets are on here, and I'm going to be working with you every step of the way on how to make the splint. Now, the decorating will be done on your own time. The making of the splint and the interview and everything involved with that assignment will be done in seat with me here. Okay. I'll also be traveling to Charleston around that time and to teach splinting down there. So, all right, FizDiz binders. Again, you're just going to add to it. I have a lot of handouts on eLearn, stuff from your other classes, stuff from modalities that was on eLearn. Some of the handouts from modalities would be perfect to put in your FizDiz binder. Okay. Okay, and we'll go over these again the closer it gets to the assignment. But the State Hill Day reflection, you're going to write a reflection on your personal experience and what the outcome was of the interaction that you had. You'll be making contacts with your district senators and or delegate, okay, and trying to get an appointment to see them during State Hill Day, during that day. Now, you won't be there by yourself. There'll be a representative from WBOTA with you, okay? And we'll discuss, we're going to pinpoint exactly what we're going to be sort of lobbying for this year. The paper needs to include no less than 2 peer-reviewed articles and no less than 2 pages, sorry. And that does not include the title page and the reference page. I do check your links to make sure they are peer-reviewed. If they are not peer-reviewed and there's something off the WikiLeaks, then that's not peer-reviewed, okay? And it won't count as a reference. It's not a valid reference. So anything you pull from that will not be included in the grade in the paper. Actually, you laugh. I had people do that before thinking I want to go check. At the end of the link, it has wiki or whatever it's from. People. Okay, your treatment plan. Like I said, it's going to be overall everything from beginning to end a treatment plan. The only way you can know how to read one is to know how to write one. Okay? So you're going to do the OTA profile, the occupational profile. You're going to develop the treatment and the intervention plan from that profile. Now, I will give you the patient that you're going to be using through the EHR Go link. Okay? And that's how we're going to do everything, just so you can learn to do some electronic health documents. 3 short-term goals, 1 long-term goal, detailed interventions. This doesn't mean, say, therapy. Okay, well, what are you going to do with that therapy? You're just going to have them look at it? I mean, what are you going to do with it? So it's got to be detailed. And you have to put your CPT codes in there. It's not enough just to write the CPT code in. You've got to actually explain it, okay? Then you're going to do 3 ways to grade it up, 3 ways to grade it down. That's each intervention. And then you're going to do a discharge plan, okay? So my advice, because you do have quite a bit of assignments to do, is to get started as soon as I send you this, your EHR Go links, okay? I can't do that until everybody has gotten it signed up and done the student portion of it and sent it to me. Then at the end of that, you're going to send me you're going to provide an explanation, 2 to 3 pages, on why each of your goals and your interventions are appropriate for that individual. So not only are you going to tell me what you're going to be doing, you are also going to be telling me why you're doing this with this individual. Okay? It should be detailed enough to describe precautions, contraindications, things like that go into the treatment planning. So like if your patient has congestive heart failure, and retrograde massage is, I don't even know if we discussed this or not. Huh?
You're not supposed to do that, right, for them?
Did I discuss that with y'all too? You don't do any type of,
I think Ashley did. She did something.
okay,
And modalities.
probably, okay. Yeah, so like if your patient has CHF, what are some precautions and contraindications that you have to watch for when doing interventions with this patient, right? All right, so your weekly schedule, this is the way that you read it. You got your syllabus review and assignment review today. And then this is week 1. So week 1, day 1 is right here, syllabus review and discuss assignments, okay? Day 2 of week 1/12/22 will be orthopedic conditions. So we're going to be going over, this is hands-on stuff, okay? You have worksheets that are due. So you've got worksheet 5.1, 5.3, and 5.5 that are going to be due, all right? Now, if you look in each chapter, we will go over some of the worksheets in class, but the majority of chapter 20 is going to be hands-on, okay? Because we only have 1 day to teach it. So like worksheet 5.3, you can either turn this into a Word document, you can like copy and paste it, download it, copy it and paste it, and just turn it over into a Word document, or just create a new document. It doesn't matter as long as each one of these are answered, okay? Then when it's done, when you're finished with those, you're going to upload everything into, turn it into one big document, okay? And upload it into E1, into that E1 link. Now, you never know when you might see a test question that comes from one of these worksheets. My advice would be to hang on to them for a little while, because there might be a test question or two. So you got, and these worksheets, they're not meant to be busy work. They are meant to elicit some clinical or some therapeutic reasoning, all right? And it's also meant to help you have a reason to read. because nobody read the chapters last semester. Don't fool me. I know you didn't. I know you didn't study them. You're going to have to this semester. You're not going to pass the exams. Because I'm not teaching the actual chapters like I did last semester. I did, and there was really no reason for you to read. So I'm not doing that anymore. From this point forward with every class, I'm not doing that anymore. If you're not reading, you're not going to pass the exams. And then you've got this worksheet. Now, I'm not saying you can't work together. I'm not saying you can. I'm just saying what I don't know is what I don't know. Okay? But I will tell you, when we do these in class, if you have not read and done your prep work, then it's going to be obvious. Okay? And you're going to make the people in your group a little upset because you're not going to be pulling your weight. All right, so far so good. Next Monday, I actually planned today to teach, and I'm not supposed to. So instead of, you'll be doing the learning activity 4-5, the preparing breakfast as homework. But for next Monday, we will actually be doing Enlightened Living Day. Or Community Day. It fulfills UC's mission. There's some videos and things like that we'll be watching. I've got to look at the actual assignments that they've given. So we're not having class, but it's a mandatory participation. And it's really interesting. I mean, some of the stuff that the videos and things like that they show are really interesting. We have some pretty great speakers that talk, and we're hoping that next Martin Luther King Day that we can actually delve a little bit into Martin Luther King's work, which is something we have not done since Community Day is Martin Luther King Day. But, you know.
Because last year was the movie Silver Lining Playbook.
Weirdest movie in the history of movies.
Yeah, it is.
Have you all seen Sing 2 yet? Watch it.
Yes.
I watched the first one. Yeah, the first one's great.
It's streaming on Amazon Prime. It's $25 right now. Still cheaper than going to the movies. And I couldn't wait for it to go down to the $6.99 level. So I rented it and had to watch it. It was good.
I didn't watch the first one.
You didn't? Oh, you'd be lost in the second one. Watch it first. It's kind of like the Rockies. You gotta know. Okay, so now that's a lot of work. I understand completely. That's a lot of work. And I will help you get through it. There is another assignment. This is not mandatory by any means, but it's for bonus points. Okay, so these points are not included in the syllabus count in the total points right now. This is should you severely mess up one of the worksheets, should you severely mess up an exam, something like that, you've got extra bonus points to go back on. Now I'm going to send you all the link to do this. And it's worth 30 points. There's 30 questions. It's all essay, worth 30 points. It's not due until the beginning of April. Okay. I think it's what I had it due. I can't remember, but anyway, it's around then, before finals. So like, is a shower chair considered DME? Everybody know what DME is? So that's a term you're gonna have to look up to know what DME means, right? Then you're gonna have to look back to see if a shower chair is considered DME. Now this is not only found in your PhysDis textbook. You can find these answers with any of your resources, okay? Google any of your textbooks, something like that. Main goal of work hardening. Well, we have a chapter in our textbook that's about work hardening. Chances are that answer's in there, okay? What functionality does a person with C1 through C3 SCI have? Well, if you guys will remember, I posted on our Facebook group last semester the spinal cord injury song. That'll tell you a lot. But there's also a chapter in our textbook that has that tells you what functionality the person has. Okay. Then we go in from spinal cord injuries to Rancho Los Amigos levels. That's for traumatic brain injury.
You put the video on there as well.
Yeah, I put I put a video on that as well. These are also meant to help you elicit clinical thinking skills or therapeutic reasoning skills, which is something I think that's been severely lacking in the past few years. So it's a little different than last semester, but I think it's going to be much better. You're gonna leave out of here with a lot more knowledge than any of the past OTAs. So any of this information can be found in textbooks. Most of it in PhysDis, but if you're having a hard time finding it in PhysDis, look somewhere else. I will send that out, like I said, to each of you. Again, not saying it's a group project. Not saying it isn't a group project. I'm just saying what I don't know won't hurt me, okay? I'm only allowed to do so many group projects. It's not on the syllabus. It's not on the syllabus at all, but it's not a group project. Is there any questions? Now, January 12th, which is Wednesday, that is when the worksheets are due, okay, for PhysDis, at 11:59 p.m.
You said just put in one big document.
Yeah, make sure I know which document is which, like don't just make it all, separated into sections. Worksheet 531, worksheet 525. Bold text, okay. And that's, you can even font it differently. Italicize and underline. That's when you know it's really important. When it's bold, italicized, and underlined at the same time. Yeah, it's like, wow, I got to pay attention to this. Any questions? No. So I will send you out. Mackenzie, you still with us?
I am, yeah.
Okay. You have any questions on anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay. I'm good. She said, I'm good. All right, so I will get that form, the bonus point form sent out to everybody. It'll just be a link. It will come directly to me when you're done with it. It'll just be kept in my Microsoft Forms thing. And remember, it's not due till the beginning of April, so it's not something, you can do a question a day and it would take you 30 days to do it. Yeah. Or a question a week. No, that wouldn't.
2 or 3.
Yeah, you do 2 questions a week because it's like 15-week classes. You've got an answer. Yeah. Okay. So it's not meant to make extra work. It's just meant to have you learn something and to help you along the way. Yeah. Okay. Everybody's looking at me like, we will kill you. All right, so does anybody have graduation applications for me?
Did you ask the question already or no? That graduation fee, is that just like the fee or is that cap and gown included? or-
Cap and gown included.
Okay, okay.
When I went ordered them as well.
Oh,
But they
okay.
send them to Charleston, don't they? Is what my
Think-
understanding.
So, but, I think I'll send it here.
Maybe Charleston sends it somewhere.
Yeah, but, how many people are walking? Kenzie, are you gonna march in graduation?
Yeah, I am.
Who else is gonna walk in graduation?
I get so nervous to do that.
You aren't gonna be the only one there. It's gonna be like 1,000 people there.
I just get so nervous.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very long ceremony.
Nobody is going to be looking at you, I
I
promise.
know it's not the people looking at me. It's like, what if I fall or something, you know?
Then we'll laugh at you.
Yeah.
You'll get up
That
and
would be
you'll
the
go on.
typical rock thing. though. If you didn't fall, I'd be worried.
You'll be fine. You're walking. What about you, Andrew? Do what? Yeah.
I'm happy. It's gonna be cold. I remember last year around like the beginning of May, late April, it was cold.
We have it in the gym.
Oh, okay. I thought that was
Unless
outside.
it's a beautiful day, and then we'll have it out on by the
Yeah,
river,
it's gonna
or
be
by
cold and windy if it's
the big
outside.
creek. But yeah, it's sometimes it's inside in the new innovation center. What about you, Andrew? You walking?
Yeah, that's
Well, I mean, if you're paying for graduation anyway,
Might as well.
you may as well just do it, right? And I'm sure your families would love to see you do it.
Oh, I'm
Just,
just.
just email me my stuff. I'll just print it out.
And then at some point, we'll talk about pinning ceremony, because that's an OTA specific thing, and that is a mandatory thing for you to do.
Is that gonna be in August or around the same time?
That'll be in April.
April.
It'll be
Okay.
right before graduation.
Oh, okay.
Last year we did it in Charleston, and combined, because they have facilities we can use.
Okay.
Whereas if we do it up here, we have to pay for it. Okay, nobody afford that. But we'll discuss that too. And they have a nice place where we can set up.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so,
Cool. Yeah. Let's do it. Now since Cassidy's down there, we're going to have to.
I can't believe she left.
I can't, and she didn't tell us till yesterday.
She didn't tell y'all?
No. What a friend.
Yeah, I knew at the end of the last semester, but she told Professor Massili before she told me.
Well, she was hitting at it, but she said that she was still a little, she thought she maybe could drive up here.
It's a long drive.
That is a very long drive.
Yeah, when you got the option to go 20 minutes from home
Yeah.
versus an hour and 30 minutes from home, you're better off going.
Sorry guys, we're not that great.
All right, so if nobody has any questions, we're done with the syllabus review. When you come in on Wednesday, have your worksheets done. So you can be prepared to go straight into hands-on stuff. And then, and we'll go over some of the worksheet stuff. And then we'll discuss before we leave on Wednesday about Mondays. Probably just go ahead and do the worksheet that's on for arthritis. All right, let's go ahead and just make a plan.
Okay.
So for next Monday, instead of coming in class at 10:45, go ahead and do the worksheet and upload it to eLearn as homework. But we'll be doing the community day that day, and I will send out instructions on what the expectations are, whether it's in seat or whether you can do it from home, what assignments are connected with it, things like that. Okay. All right, Kenzie, do you have questions?
No, I'm good.
All right, hon, we will see you hopefully tomorrow or Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm getting tested day, so I'll let you know.
Okay, all right, yeah, just let me know.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.